Hi, I'm Sarah with Core Motion Fitness. Today I have a 30-minute wall stretching class for you. All you need is a wall and maybe a mat and your body. So let's go ahead and get started. Bring yourself up against the wall. And we're just gonna begin by really releasing our back and spine. So go ahead and take one knee in and tuck your chin ever so slightly. The wall right here is just used for support. As we round our body forward, we're gonna do some ankle circles. Take advantage of having our leg lifted here and go in the opposite direction. Feel that nice curve in the spine. And then release. Give your knee an extra hug in, round forward. And then release your foot to the floor and switch to the other side. So again, bring the knee in first. You're leaning up against the wall. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then if it feels good, go ahead and begin those knee circles right here. Ankle circles. And switch directions. And release. Hold here one extra moment. And go ahead and slide that leg down to the floor. Next up, we're gonna be doing some wall sits. And so we're just gonna walk our feet out in front of us so that our feet are about hip distance apart. We're gonna slide our body down the wall. So this is really great for just hip stability, okay, really aligning our posture here. We're gonna keep our shoulders up against the wall. Now the first version is just a regular wall sit. So go ahead and join me. We'll spend about 30 seconds here at the wall like this, and then we'll rise and then we'll have a challenge. So again, just shoulders against the wall. We tend to be in a forward posture most of our life, so pressing up against the wall helps us to enjoy good postural engagement. Great job. You're gonna hold this for about 5 more seconds. And then rise up. Good, just straighten those legs for a moment. And now next time, let's come down and do a figure 4 wall sit. So all we do is come down and take one leg, cross it over, and just get as comfortable as you can here. Now again, you're gonna need to press your hips against the wall. That helps with posture as well, hip stability, and sit here for about 20 seconds. It's just a stretch. We're not exercising, even though we love to. Good, head up against the wall as much as possible. And then come out of that stretch, and we'll switch to the other side. So shake out if you need to at any time, and then place that foot back in front of you, come into your wall sit, cross the other leg over, and then you've just got 20 seconds to hold. So take some deep breaths. Good, again, chin up. Fight the urge to come forward like we generally do. And just keep holding, you've got 5 seconds more. And release, go ahead and come up. Great job, all right. Go ahead and shake out if you need to. We're gonna use the wall for a little bit of support now. So step away from the wall about 2 to 3 feet, and you're gonna just take your opposite or outside arm and reach toward the wall here. Good, so you're pressing with one hand, you're reaching with the other hand. If this is not enough stretch, walk your feet just a little further away and really enjoy that side bend. Some lateral flexion in the body. While you're here, just take some nice deep breaths. And then let's release. Walk your feet in just a touch, and then come to standing, and I'm gonna turn and face away from you on the next one. So again, walk your feet out, push against the wall, and then go ahead and just reach up and over. And again, if you need more stretch, walk your feet further away. And take one more inhale, and then walk your feet close to the wall, and then go ahead and come up right back to standing position and roll your shoulders up, back, and around. Now we're gonna use the wall next for a downward facing dog against the wall. So place your hands on the wall. Again, you're about 2 to 3 feet away from the wall, and you may need to step back further depending on your flexibility. So pressing your hands open palm against the wall, send your hips back, and lift your tailbone ever so slightly. And I love doing this downward facing dog against the wall, just even a little bit more than on the floor, because we can really allow gravity to push us down and allow that stretch through the pecs, even into our triceps. Good. Try to elevate your tailbone just a little bit more. And then I want you to roll up onto your toes, roll up onto your toes, and then roll gently up to a standing position and walk your feet in for just a moment and release. Shake out your hands. And now we're gonna take our palms and our forearms toward the wall. So we're a little bit closer, okay? And we're gonna walk our feet back. Now inch your elbows up, okay? So they're about right in line with shoulders, and keep the elbows in. And then we're gonna go ahead and send our hips up and back once again. And you're gonna feel this more through the mid to upper back. So eyes are looking right down at the floor, not at our toes. And just hold here and breathe. And you may feel a little tighter on one side than the other, and that's okay. And once again, we're gonna bend our knees slightly, roll up onto our toes, and come up into a standing position, and then walk our feet in. And again, we're gonna roll our shoulders forward, and then roll them back. And then we're gonna move on to some shoulder stretches next. So we're gonna need that wall. And what I'd like you to do first is go ahead and just cozy up next to the wall, okay? Place your palm straight up the wall, get as close as you can, okay? And then just reach, like you're walking those fingers up and lengthening your spine. Now lift your chin. So again, we tend to be forward, so try to stack your head right on top of your spine, pull your chin in slightly, and feel that nice extension through the spine. Again, you're trying to press your hand against the wall, so a little active stretching going on here. Perfect. And while we're here, we're just going to bend our elbow and move into somewhat of a tricep stretch. So bend your elbow. Now you're going to put pressure on the outside of your elbow against the wall, and as your hand comes down your back, you're going to lift your chin up off your chest. So putting pressure against the wall, lift up nice and tall. If you'd like a little bit more, you can place your hand right here on your hips, or if you've got the flexibility and you want to reach toward the fingertips, you're welcome to do that as well. But keep that pressure against the wall. Very good, and release. All right, let's go ahead and let that arm shake out. I feel a little tired from just holding that stretch. Let's try the exact same thing on the other side, okay? I'll actually come right over here for this one. So, cozy up to the wall, place your hand all the way up, reach your other hand down, and again, just like you're inching your hand up the wall, your chin is pulled in. I'm just gonna hold this about 20 seconds. It's a nice long stretch. All right, let's move on. Bending at the elbow. Remember, we reach our hand right down our upper back, putting pressure against the outside of our arm against the wall. We're still close to the wall. Now, that might be enough for your body, but if you'd like a little more, start with your hand right across your back. And also, reaching the fingers up towards your top fingers. They may or may not touch, it's okay. The focus is really pressing against the wall. Good job. Let's hold for 3 seconds longer. And release. Ooh, those muscles are a little tight. All right, go ahead and roll your hands around, move your arms. This next one is a V. It's called a V stretch or double V. So what I'd like you to do first is take your right hand and place it over your left hand. Now your palms are going to go against the wall, okay? So We're gonna slide our palms away from each other, up against the wall. Now you can be as close to the wall as you can get. And we're just gonna hold on to the wall. So put a little pressure against the wall as your fingers are also walking away from each other. Now you may feel that your hips wanna rotate as well, so try to keep your belly button pointed right to the wall and chin is above the elbows. Just hold this, it's a great shoulder stretch. And if it feels like it's getting too easy, just walk your hands a little further as you find more flexibility. And release. Keeping the right arm on the top, okay, or on the wall. We're gonna place our palm and forearm against the wall. Now we're gonna begin with our hips perpendicular to the wall, and then I want you to rotate away. So it might just be a slight rotation to begin with. And if it feels good to go a little bit further, you're gonna step your foot away and give a bigger rotation. You're gonna feel that stretch right through the pecs. You're gonna try to keep your whole hand on the wall. My thumb likes to come off the wall, so keep pressing against the wall. This is an active stretch. And release. Okay, shake that arm out. And now let's take the left arm on top. We'll go back to the wall with our palms against the wall. Okay, feet as close as you're comfortable with. Slide your hands down. Remember, your chin is above your elbows and you're actively pressing against the wall. Now it's common to arch our back, so just keep your hips tucked under ever so slightly. And we'll hold this for 3 seconds longer. And release. Okay, so left arm is still gonna be against the wall. So we place our palm and our forearm, we're still about a foot away from the wall. We take that gentle rotation away. Start there. Add the step away whenever you're ready, if it feels good, and you can keep your elbow and thumb on the wall. And we just hold and breathe right through the stretch. Great job holding it for 3 seconds longer. And release. Good job. All right. Roll those shoulders forward and back again. So we're going to move on to some rotational stretches, which are going to be incorporating the whole body. So our first one, we're going to come up against the wall. We're going to reach our hands out in front of us. Now, get your hips as close to the wall as possible, and you're going to use your inside hand and press it against the wall. So it's a bow and arrow. So we're going to just pull our arm back, like we're pulling a bowstring, reaching our other arm down the wall, and then I want you to hold extended. Now, what I'd like you to try to do is to keep your belly button, or I'm sorry, to keep your hips mostly pointing forward. You won't get this hand up against the wall, okay? But we're gonna press against the wall with our front arm and hold, and then bring it back in. And then let's open up again. Exhale, reach the arm and hold, put pressure against the wall. Really fight the hips to stay pointing forward. And then this time I want you to actually go ahead and take a step back, just a slight step back, and open all the way up against the wall, all the way. So now you're finding rotation in the hips. And then step forward, let's do it again. Good, so just pull back and open. So that step back allows our hips to rotate back in a safe position. And one more time, step forward. And exhale, step back. It's okay to press your hip against the wall, really extend the arms. And let's come right back to the center and release. Let your arms come down, just swing them forward and back. All right, this next one, we're gonna take our inside leg forward, okay? Okay, so whichever leg is closest to the wall, take it forward. Both legs are going to stay straight here. And we're gonna just begin by hinging forward. Okay, so hinge forward. If you don't have enough room and you're too close to the wall, just slide yourself away. Hinge forward to begin with, and then stand back up. And then hinge forward. This is just a good test to make sure you're in the right position, proximity to the wall, and come back up. All right, on the next one, so I'm a little bit close, so I'm gonna scooch away. We're gonna hinge forward, and now we're gonna take our arms and do that bow and arrow in the other direction, and we're gonna hold on to the wall. So you're just giving the wall a little hug. So open your arms out, hold here. And then go ahead and bring your arms back down and rise up, and we'll go back into it one more time. So hinge forward, okay, and arms out. Bow and arrow the arms, reach back, palms against the wall, and enjoy that rotation. Really put some pressure against the wall as you rotate. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. You can even wiggle that other leg back behind if you'd like a little more stretch here. And release, good job. Whew. And rotate those shoulders back and around, kick your feet a little bit, and let's go to the other side. So I'm gonna move down here. We're gonna bring our hips up against the wall. We start with the bow and arrow. So we reach our hands out in front, and keeping your hips pointing forward, reach the arm back behind you. Okay, again, you're fighting rotation, so hold here, press your opposite hand against the wall, and stay. And then release, bring the hand forward, and exhale, pull, and reach. And one more time, reach forward. Now again, that inside arm, the one next to the wall, we're pressing it against the wall, resisting rotation. Good, reach the other arm back without twisting. I know, let's go into that full rotation. It feels so good to do that. So let the arms hang down for a moment, okay? And this time we step out and slightly back, and we reach. Open all the way up, press against the wall, and then close it back up again, step in, and let's try it again. A little bow and arrow. Use the wall, put pressure on the wall. That's what it's there for, to hold you up. And one more time. Big exhale, open. Release. Good job. All right, swing your arms forward and back, and let's move into our triangle next. So we're gonna take our inside leg, step it forward, begin by our hinges. So back leg, also straight, hinge forward at the hips. Again, make sure that you aren't gonna run into the wall, and stand back up. We'll do that 3 times. Next one, we're gonna stay down and then open ourselves up. So reach your arms out, and then we reach to the wall, rotate toward the wall, put your hands on the wall and hold. Both sets of toes are pointing forward. If you're not close enough to the wall, just wiggle yourself over. And let's come out of that stretch, come back down, and rise up, and we'll do it one more time. So hinge forward, and reach the arms, bow and arrow the arms, and walk your hands, your palms down the wall, press against the wall. And then go ahead and let the hands swing down, and rise back up, and kick out the legs a little bit. And we're gonna move on. We've got some great hips and leg stretches next. So you're gonna move yourself toward the wall. This first one is just legs against the wall. So you're gonna shimmy your hips up against the wall here, and just enjoy a nice stretch here with your legs straight up against the wall, arms by your side. I like to flip my palms up. I'm gonna put myself in anatomical position here. Okay, our hands down oftentimes rounds our shoulders, so enjoy this. So many benefits to this stretch. Digestion is one of them, okay? Leveling of the hips. If you've got any swelling or inflammation in your legs, this just helps drain the legs and lighten the load on our feet. Just spend some time breathing. Inhale through the nose and out through an open mouth. Very good. We're gonna hold this just a little bit longer. Okay, so enjoy this stretch for another 10 seconds. Now, ultimately, you could stay in this position for minutes, up to 10 minutes. It's a great stretch at the end of every day. And now hug your knees into your body and give those knees a big squeeze. We're gonna roll over onto our knees. We're gonna still use the wall. We're gonna come into a runner's lunge. So let's go ahead and take our right leg forward to begin with. So before we use the wall, we're just gonna practice the stretch. So the first part of the stretch is knee over ankle, and we're just letting our hips sink down here. Opening through the hip flexor. Then let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Just get comfortable in that position. So drop the hips. All right, next up, we're gonna switch legs again. This time you're gonna come a little closer to the wall because your back foot is gonna go against the wall. So bring yourself into that kneeling position to begin with. Reach back and take a hold of the wall. And now, you're gonna slide your back knee, okay, just ever so slightly back so that you can put the back of your, or the top of your foot up against the wall. The top of the foot is putting pressure against the wall, and that's really gonna open up through our hip flexor. We're gonna stretch our quad in this position. We're also working on balance. So try to keep your knee aligned over your ankle and even pressing open ever slightly, and then lift up through your chest. And we're gonna hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. So squeeze your glutes. Okay, if you need to, you can kind of reach back to the wall, out to the side, wherever you're comfortable. Good job, keep holding. Keep lifting through the chest. And let's go ahead and release. So to do that, I want you to hinge forward, take your hands on the ground, and then just drop the knee, or drop the foot down. And then let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So bring your other leg out in front of you. Begin first with knee over ankle, and then slide your knee back. Place your foot up against the wall, and make adjustments as needed. Tuck your hips under. We'll start that timer here in about 3 seconds. Lean back and try to enjoy this stretch. And you've just got about 5 seconds longer, so lift up taller through the body. And release, good work. All right, lean forward, take your foot down. We're gonna come up to standing and use the wall for the back of the leg. So go ahead and take your foot, drop the heel, press your toes against the wall, and that might be enough stretch right there. But if you'd like a little bit more, I want you to lean in toward the wall. Lean in toward the wall. So let's hold this for about 20 seconds. I want you to relax the back of the leg, feel that lengthening through the calf. Great job. And we will switch here in about 3 seconds to the other side. And release, good. Move the ankle around and then switch to the other side, toes to the wall. lift up tall to begin with, and that might be enough. Otherwise, come forward. If you don't feel it, then wiggle your heel in a little bit more and enjoy that great calf stretch. Then we'll hold for 3 seconds longer. Here's 2, and 1, and release. Good job. Again, move the ankle around, and we're gonna bring ourselves to the ground for the final moves. So, get yourself up close to the wall. We're gonna begin with our feet together and our knees open wide. So just a butterfly stretch. Great hip opener, great hip leveler. We want to let our sacrum and our hips just rest nice and evenly on the mat. If you feel like you're getting cramped up at all in your hips, just close the knees for a moment, and then just come right back open again. And finally, let's move our hips all the way up next to the wall. So if you do that however you're most comfortable. And we're gonna take our legs open to the side. So open to the side. Okay, this is kind of an assisted straddle. So we wanna press our heels up against the wall while we're doing this. So it's active, an active stretch. We wanna keep our hips on the ground, okay? And feel nice level position in our hips. Again, if that's too much stretch, you don't have to have your legs this wide. You can use your hands to help you. But gravity is helping the legs fall down and really enjoy that inner thigh stretch. All right, our final move. Even though we did a figure 4 wall sit, okay, we're gonna slide our legs in, okay? We're gonna scooch our hips just a couple of inches away from the wall, and we're gonna take our right leg over our left leg in a figure 4. Now, because we have the leverage of the wall, we can really drive pressure against that top leg to get a deeper stretch into our hips, glutes, piriformis. So flex the top foot, put a little pressure, and enjoy that. All right, come out of that stretch, take your top leg up, maybe point and flex the toes, and then let's switch to the other side. So put the foot against the wall and get into your figure 4, keeping in mind each side might have a different level of flexibility, so you may need to move away from the wall. We are gonna flex that top foot. Now the key here is pressure against the wall. So you're pushing your foot against the wall, which causes a deeper stretch in this top leg. Great job, just hold on to it. You've got about 10 seconds longer. And let's go ahead and release. Go ahead and take your leg up, point and flex. And we're gonna roll over onto our side and come up to a kneeling position. And always good to get a couple neck stretches in whenever we can. So take your hands by your side, drop your ear from shoulder to shoulder, and then sweep the head down. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed that 30-minute wall stretching class. I hope you join me again soon. Thank you.